Alrighty, so now that we've kind of seen two different strategies for factoring by grouping, I'm going to demonstrate an example of each one, or hopefully two different examples, one of each kind, one of each strategy. Alrighty, so here we go. These problems take a little bit of preparation, so I've already got one written down here to work with. So for our second one, assuming I can effectively divide this paper in half, we're going to do 10x cubed plus 15x squared minus 2x minus 3. Now if you're one of those people that you don't just learn by watching, you might want to try this one. You could always pause the video right here. You could try to do this problem using one of the strategies, and then you could come back and see if I did it the same way, see if I got the same answer, or you could just follow along with me and kind of pay attention. And asking me questions right now probably won't work because this is a recording, but hey, you can try it. If it makes you feel better to talk to your computer screen, more power to you. Okay, so the first strategy I'm going to use is over on this left side. I'm going to use split the middle, or whatever this is actually called. Don't know why that name is not coming to me, but that's okay. This is pretty descriptive anyway. Okay, so for split the middle, I need to break it up into two pieces. So I'm going to do that like so. And then I've got to find the GCF for each one. And now you could probably do this in your head. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and illustrate this. If you wanted to use the GCF table, you could. You'd get the same answer. So in order to do this, looking at this guy, for my first one, my GCF, the number-wise, 10 and 15, this is 2 times 5, 3 times 5. This is going to be a 5 coming out. And then x cubed, x squared, it'll be x squared coming out. And then that'll leave me with, let's see, a 2 and an x. And over here, that'll leave me with a plus 3. Okay, and again, if that doesn't work for you, go ahead and draw out the table, and you can find the GCF that way. Okay, so for the next piece, pulling out my GCF, this one's a little tougher because there's that negative sign there, and that can be kind of weird. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out that negative sign first, so I know that it's going to be out there. And now my GCF for 2x and 3, well, nothing goes into 2 and 3, or there's only one x, so in fact my GCF is just going to be 1. Like there wouldn't be anything in our table that we'd cross out. So we're just going to pull out a minus 1, and that's going to leave me 2x and 3, but since we pulled out that negative sign, this is going to become a plus sign. And that can be kind of tough, but if you think about it, if we were to multiply it back in, this would become negative 2x, negative 3, which is what we originally had. So that's just to make sure we satisfy everything. And now, once we get to this point, we're actually ready to write our final answer. One of our factors is right here. It's repeated on there. It's 2x plus 3. And then the second one, 5x squared minus 1, is going to come from this spot and this spot, the pieces that are outside the parentheses. So we're going to get 5x squared minus 1. And so there is our final answer. Alrighty. So we need to do a second one. It'd probably be good to see another problem just for that reason. So give me 1 second, please. Alrighty, for our last example here, we're going to do one more factor by grouping problem. And this time, I've come up with 8x cubed plus 6x squared minus 20x minus 15. Okay, and for this one, we are going to use the ZOB method, the backwards box. So, first off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my box, make it nice and big, and just like the holidays, you always want a big present. So the box is one big present that just keeps giving and giving. So there's my box. Now I'm going to fill in the pieces from the problem, left to right. So 8x cubed plus 6x squared. Again, notice I'm bringing the sign with me, bringing the sign with me, bringing the sign with me. And there we go. We filled in the box. And now, as we said before, we're going to GCF out of the box. So pull a GCF out. Okay, so looking down here, 20 and 15, I can tell I'm going to pull out a 5. And then remember, we take the nearest sign. So the nearest sign is a negative. So it's going to be a minus 5 that comes out. Up top here, GCF of 8 and 6 is going to be 2. And then our GCF for the x part, x cubed, x squared, if we were making it, would be crossing out 2 of them, 2x squared. Okay, for the vertical ones, going up and down, we've got going up, we've got 4 times 2, 4 times 5, it's definitely going to be a 4. There's no sign here, so notice there's no sign for either one. There's no nearest sign. And then for this piece, we got x cubed and x. There's going to be an x that comes out. Over here, 6 and 15, I happen to know that's going to have a 3 that comes out. The nearest sign is a plus. Then x squared, there's no x. There we go. So there are our two pieces. So all we have to do is now fill them in. So first, it doesn't actually matter what order we write them in, just as long as we get them both. So there's 4x plus 3. The one from the left side, 2x squared minus 5. And you're getting excited because I'm about to put a box around the answer we got with the zob. There is our final answer, 4x plus 3 times the quantity 2x squared minus 5. And you might notice that you could obviously check this by multiplying it all out again using the regular box. But I feel like I'm pretty good at this, so I'm going to go ahead and call that a day. Hopefully this has been an informative video, and you'll be ready to actually tackle standard quiz question number 10 and not just roll your eyes back into your head and turn it into me without trying it. Okay, have a good night.